Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. This is a bit of breaking news, I suppose, a bit of a catastrophe. It's been a while since we've had an actual outright catastrophe within the Street Fighter Duel game and in the Street Fighter Duel community. But we are there, once again, yes. TOPJOY, because this part is TOPJOY, they have once again one-upped themselves when it comes to stupidity, okay? And what they've done this time is they have essentially handed any player who has maybe forgotten, maybe waited, whatever, but they've handed those players an absolute outright advantage over other players around them, because what they've done is, if we go to here, and we go to here, I'm in the wrong thing, it would help if we went to the right place, get in the right place, here, they've gone ahead and they've taken out the turtles from these packs. Now, you might not think that's a big deal, but they've also taken out the turtles tickets. So have a look at what they've done. What they've done is they've replaced the first set of turtles tickets with 5 red tickets. If you move down, you will notice that instead of getting a copy of Raphael, on all of these spots, you're getting a copy of Starlight, okay? Now, if we have a look here, you'll see they've done this for every single one of the turtles. So if you're someone who just so happens to have waited to claim this, okay, you are now getting up to 16 Starlight for free. 16. That is monumental, right? That is like a ridiculous amount, okay? And the reason why it's a ridiculous amount is because, unlike the turtles, where you were tied to the turtles, the whole thing about the turtles was, we're going to give you green tickets because we don't want any growth you get from here, i.e. tickets you earn. We don't want you taking those and using them elsewhere, okay? So, you know what? Rather than giving us red tickets where you had a chance of pulling something from another banner, he says, no, you can't have that. But if you're someone that has waited till the end, guess what? We're going to reward you and we're going to give you Starlight instead of giving you a bunch of useless dupes that you cannot use. Now, this is really bad on multiple, from multiple different points of view, right? And I'm going to go over the points of view just now so that you don't just think this is me being a big sad whale complaining, right? So, first off, straight up, I'm probably going to get a lot of notifications here because I haven't put my phone onto Do Not Disturb mode, so if I do, just ignore them. First off, I will talk about it from my point of view. I came into this event, I said, I don't like the fact that we're going to have another rerun, because getting another rerun, it's green tickets, can't use those tickets for anything other than dupes. We're going to get a whole bunch of dupes from the growth packs, nothing we can really do with them apart from devalue ourselves by trading them 3 for 1. It was literally the only option available to us, okay? So, if we had gone into the event knowing that this was a thing, it would have been something to look forward to. It would have been, oh, a bonus, look at that, that's awesome. We're going on to this event, they're doing a rerun, fair enough, but guess what, look at the amount of Starlight we can earn, look at the amount of red tickets we can get, and yeah, to me, immediately, it makes it better as a rerun. 100%, no one at all could deny that, and going into this, I would be like, awesome, bring on the rerun, but no, they didn't do that, okay? Secondly, if you're a free-to-play player, right, or a low spender, let's say you're a low spender, okay? Because low spenders probably will have been able to use this, get a couple of dupes of the turtles, finish them off, maybe not even finish them off, maybe do the summons, finish them off that way, and they would have been able to use these Starlight, okay? Now those players, Alexander, stop making so much noise. Those players, they don't have all these units maxed out and stuff like that, right? So for them, if they have someone round about them who they normally are quite competitive with, okay? Because you kind of find your natural level within the game, and there'll be like a group of people who you're around the same level as, unless you're me and you're like stronger than everyone on your server. That's not like a flex or nothing, there's just no other whales on my server. But if you're like in that sort of a catchment area, you've got people round about you, certain kind of power level, you know that you can beat them, they know that they can beat you. If they waited and you didn't, they've got all these Starlight now, they're going to be able to take all their meta teams, all their meta units, and they're going to be able to max them out, they're going to put them to triple S5, you're still sitting there at your unit with maybe triple S1, triple S2, you now are at a disadvantage to those players, through no fault of your own. And how is it no fault of your own? Some people might just say, well, sucks to be you should have waited. No, Not at all. That is not a valid argument for this, because I'll tell you now, in this game, they have never changed anything while it is still on sale, okay? And they've also never changed anything after you have started to partake in it, after you have started to receive it, okay? Let me just go over what I mean by that. If we go into here, we'll see, go down here, we've got, at least I thought I had a box. I don't have a box anymore. Maybe if I go to here, like this box here, right? If I get this box, and this box goes into my inventory, even though next week they're probably going to add a new unit to here because it's round about time, the one in my box won't change, because once a reward or something that you can get has been advertised, then that is what it is. It doesn't change, okay? It's, if they brought out a new version of this, then yes, that would change, okay? But that's not what they've done here. They haven't gone in here and they haven't reissued the growth packs. They haven't put up a new growth pack. This is the same growth pack, okay? If you had purchased, for example, this one here at $9.99, right? Depending on your viewpoint on this, red tickets, even though it was a one-to-one exchange, red tickets are actually of a greater value than green tickets, because you can use red tickets on any units. Green tickets can only be used for the turtles when they were up, okay? So red tickets do have a greater value than the other tickets, the green tickets. But if you've bought this, I didn't buy any. I don't think I bought any. I had no reason to buy any, so hopefully I didn't buy any. No, I didn't buy any, right? But if I had bought one of them, that right now would say 2 out of 3. Even though the contents have changed, it would say 2 out of 3. So it would act like I've actually bought one of these, but I've not bought one of these, okay? If you look here, it says sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. That is implying that I've claimed those rewards. I've never claimed those rewards, okay? If I've claimed these rewards, where are they? Because I never claimed Starlight. I never claimed those red tickets. I never claimed that Starlight. Let's look here. I never claimed that Starlight. These are not things that I claimed. So for this to say sold out as if I have redeemed this already, I have claimed this already, that's not true. Okay, it's not something that's actually happened. Now, I am now seeing people making comments. Now, okay, it may be in jest. I do feel like people are more upset about this one than most things. And people are saying things like they are trying to speedrun EOS. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing that's now coming up, because this, I've spoke about a lot of problems that we've had within the game. Obviously in the past I spoke about things like Vigilante being missold. I talked about iffy looking rates and stuff. The issue was that didn't affect everyone, okay? This affects everyone, because to some level everyone has so many copies of the turtles, okay? And ultimately the vast majority of players, now I know not all players, but the vast majority of players, if they were given the option of this point here, getting Starlight and being able to make their Overlord Bison stronger, being able to make their V-Vega stronger and stuff like that, those players would take that choice over having one dupe of, say, Leonardo, one dupe of, say, Donatello. People would opt for the other option, getting the Starlight. This should have been communicated at the start. Okay, this, hands down, this should have been communicated at the start, because they knew they were going to do this. They did. This is not a speculative thing on my part. They knew what their license was quite clearly. Their license is expired. They're no longer allowed to sell the turtles, okay? That is why they've done this. They've taken the turtles off sale and not given out copies of the turtles for the same reason. And instead, they've changed it to Starlight. Now, they also did an issue with Shredder. Basically, about 2-3 hours before maintenance was due to hit, they put up an in-game notice to say that Shredder had the wrong time shown on how long they could sell him for, and basically they had to take him off sale without notice. Didn't really give anyone notice, and ultimately they've not really done anything to rectify that. They've just put up a post. Oh well, sucks to be you. If you're someone who maybe gets paid next week, you had money last week and you thought, you know what, I'd rather not leave myself short, I'll just wait until next week because he's still going to be on sale. You've now missed out on that unit, and it wasn't your fault because he was shown as available, and you know what, it was wrong, it shouldn't have been there. Now, there's a massive inconsistency here that I would really like them to justify. Now obviously you can see here, you're not allowed to get given a free copy of the turtles, okay? So, just to clear this up, if they're not allowed to sell the turtles anymore, that would explain how this one here has changed to Starlight, because normally this would be a copy of the unit, okay? But that's you paying cash to buy a copy of the unit, right? If they were still allowed to give you the turtles in another way, they would still have them over here, okay? So obviously they're not allowed to give you those units at all. You cannot make a purchase right now to enable you to get a copy of those units, okay? That's clearly what's happening. But that's not actually the case, because if we go to here and we go to here, I have not purchased this, right? I have not purchased this. I can still get green tickets if I do purchase this, which are useless. They literally cannot be used, but they're still being sold. And I can still buy this for another 2 days. And in this last box here, I can also get myself copies of the turtles. If I was to buy this twice, I would get 2 copies of the turtles. As well as getting 2 copies of the turtles, I would also receive green tickets, which have no value. They have 0 value, yet I can still buy this right now. So they are still actually selling the turtles. Are they supposed to be selling the turtles? I don't know, but they are still selling the turtles. So it would be interesting to know why this still exists in its current state and why the other one doesn't exist in its current state. I do not know how they fix this. I'll tell you straight up, I do not know how they fix this, because most players, I want to say all players, will have redeemed the growth pack. There will be some players who still haven't redeemed the growth pack, but most players will have redeemed the growth pack, okay? And they will have got their copies of the turtles, which for a lot of players they would have been useless. And literally, if you were a player like me, the only thing you could do with them is, well, 2 things. You could sit and look at them in your box, which is pointless. They just sit there doing nothing, they just clutter your box. Or you could do a trade of 3 copies for 1 lower value divination unit. It was the only tool available to players. So you cannot be punished for using that, because that's the only option that was given, right? They've never done this, never. And I really hope they don't do it again. But because of that, they can't even just take the turtles back off people, because not everyone's got them anymore. And you can't punish the people that don't have them anymore, because those players literally used the only tool at their disposal to get rid of those turtles. And if they are essentially left holding the bag, which does include me, saying basically, oh well, we can't do anything for you because you traded your free turtles for 1 divination unit. But instead what we're going to do is, anyone who didn't use their turtles, we will convert those turtles into Starlight. No, that doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because you would then be actively punishing players who, again, used the only tools at their disposal, which was the 3-to-1 trade, to get themselves copies of Starlight for free. So, the dumbest move I've seen. Honestly, it is literally the dumbest move I've seen within the game. They have to do something about this. They do. I mean, again, I don't really want to try and screw up the chances of them doing something, but I think the amount of people who hadn't claimed this will probably be at the lower end of the scale. However, they still exist. There is still players out there who are going to get a much better deal than the rest of the player base, and ultimately it's not a fair way to treat your players. So how they fix this, I do not know. People are saying reset the growth pack again. That's not really going to work, because if they reset the growth pack again, anyone who did get this is going to get it again, and then that's going to be people saying, well, wait a minute, that person got, I don't know, 20 additional Starlight rather than the 10 I'm getting, you know. No matter what they do, it's just going to cause an issue. The only way I can see them being able to fix this, and it's a lot of work for them, but they need to do it, is they're going to probably have to manually go through and see everyone who claimed this, and they're going to have to give them Starlight. There's no other way about it. The only sort of a compromise I can see for people like me who traded 3 for 1, now I don't think this is fair still, but again, they need to do something, is for every 3 turtles, you were able to gain 1 divination unit, okay? So in total, 16 turtles. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 3. So you could have got 6 units basically. The only thing you can realistically do is take 6 Starlight away and give 10 Starlight to those players. Now I don't think that's fair, because then that's basically saying a divination unit is equal to a Starlight. But at the same time, I can see the argument being made that, well, we can't just let the people get a divination unit and then they still get 16 starlight, yet we'll take the turtles away from people who hadn't used them and we'll give them 16 starlight. So I guess there has to be some sort of a compromise reached. But yeah, absolute calamity. Lots of noise. October holidays. My son has just decided to be an absolute monster throughout this entire video. There's nothing I can do about it. I wanted to get it out there. I've been Hayzink. Sorry about the noise, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.